The 2009 Alltech FEI European Championships. For the first time, both the show jumping and dressage championships were held in the same venue. And Europe's top equestrian combinations competed for gold over 6 days of world-class competition at this landmark event in the grounds of Windsor Castle. Fifteen riders had qualified for the individual freestyle over the 3 days of incredible competition. Two amazing horses stood out throughout the competition: Moorland's Totalus and Parzival. The first test was the Grand Prix, and the Dutch secured their second successive team title, and their final rider, Edward Gall, set a new Grand Prix world record. The home crowd had plenty to celebrate when Great Britain claimed silver ahead of Germany. On another extraordinary afternoon in the Grand Prix special, Edward Gall set a new world record with Moorland's Totalus. But it was short-lived, as Adelinda Cornelissen simply blew it away with a spectacular last-to-go test with the fabulous Parzival, scoring 84.083%.
But I know he must have done really good because the crowd went ballistic. But yeah, well, I know that's a very special horse and an amazing horse, but the only thing I could do is just do my best.
So a great battle was to come for the individual medals. We join the action with Great Britain's Emma Hindle. Your commentators are Mike Tucker, Richard Davison and Judy Harvey.
Emma has put a lot of hard work in and now is a key member of the British team.
Let's see what we've got in store for us. It is a new programme. She went to see the film Spirit, actually, and she particularly liked this theme. It's a film about a wild Mustang, and it really got to her, so she went home and she basically got this music organised. It's only the second time she's ridden it, Judy, in Aachen, which is kind of the Wimbledon of dressage. She scored a whacking 79%. So personally, as a team captain, I think she stands a pretty good chance to get up in that medal zone.
Well, that's great, because she really deserves to be there, and this music is stirring, and it does suit this lovely stallion Lancet, with whom she has had such a great partnership. And now she comes into the passage and the music softens a little bit. It fits him very well. It's elegant and light, as he is too. And she's coming now into Piaffe. Steps on the spot, but just moving a little bit forward. Not quite enough steps technically there for a good mark, but in good rhythm and harmony. And now into half pass out of the passage, which is again technically quite difficult. She's picking up some good marks here. Often I have the feeling with Emma that I'd like to see her go a little bit more forward in the trot work. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, well, it would be a good moment, because here she is really riding forward in that extended trot. And look how uphill and light and balanced that is.
Yep, he's always got elegance as his hallmark, this horse. And Emma's tiny, and yet he's a big horse, but he's always very willing to be in control for her, and they have a great partnership. Fabulous half-pass steps there. You can see his shoulders really working, his forearm coming up as he gets more and more expressive.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it, if you look at Emma's reins, you know, the horses have to have a double bridle. That means 2 bits in their mouth. Here's a very good close-up of that. Look at the contact of the top rein, that's the snaffle rein, and the other one's looser to the curb, and that is classically how it should be. She's got a good contact with him. You see her hands, they're steady, but she's giving him just tiny signals to help him stay balanced and help him stay concentrated.
That's right, it's lovely to see that. So often you see, you know, people say that the double bridle can be like razor blades in the hands of monkeys, but correctly used, it's obviously a very useful tool, and there's an art to using it correctly.
Yeah, I think that must have been the monkey, Judy.
Collected walk, a difficult moment, movement because the horses have to be restrained and controlled, and keep the rhythm in the walk. You see a lovely transition and difference there where the horse lengthened his frame, stretched out onto the line and is really walking forward in extended walk.
And there you might have, there's a picture of Emma's hands. You see she's now shortening the reins, ready for the collected walk. You may have just seen her just release her leg a little bit in the beginning of that extended walk. It's very important that your legs hang down loosely and relaxed against the horse's side, and they're not clinging or tight.
Also, I think if you're cramping up a little bit as a rider in the earlier trot work, you can't wait for the extended walk because it gives you that opportunity to loosen up again and take a breath and relax and get things back on track.
Yeah, and you talked about Emma being tiny. You know, in Hong Kong, when she had this problem just before the Olympics, she had a medical problem which meant she had to have an operation cut right through her abdominal muscles. She worked very, very hard with the British team physiotherapist Andy Thomas, and she worked all day, every day in the gym to get those core muscles strong. And in dressage, well, just coming into shot, you see her core muscles. She's very upright. She's not leaning back. She's not pulling. And to do these canter pirouettes, you need that strength of core muscles. And she may be small, but she's very fit, and she makes sure she's very fit. She's a very disciplined individual. But Judy, your feelings on the test?
Well, I'm sure Emma will be thrilled with it. As far as I could see, there weren't any technical mistakes. She did a great job.
There we are, 76.050. So I would have thought that was a very good start for the English, or British, I should say, scores tonight.
This music from Kyra Kyrklund is great. It's all from the film Cabaret, and it really suits this horse. And
well, if
really
we may, Judy,
story.
let's just put this rider into context, because would I be fair to say that she's perhaps the dame of dressage, because she has been at it at the top level for so long. She had a wonderful horse called Matador that won a silver medal in the Worlds, the very first World Equestrian Games in Stockholm in 1990. That horse went everywhere, won a huge amount. But this horse, Max, again, what's it been going, Richard, for what, 3-4 seasons at the very top level? And she's back with the best.
She certainly is, and it's a great partnership. The horse is owned by Yvette Conn, and you know, they really have fun with this horse. And Judy, talking about this cabaret theme, this is not actually Kyra's latest freestyle music program. She's chosen to go back to this.
I'm not surprised, because I think this really works and I really enjoy it personally, being a great fan of the film. And that's what it's about, it's making the judges like it.
Well, the thing is, when I was talking to her earlier and asked her why should she chosen this for tonight, she said, it just is fun and it makes me laugh and I like riding to it. And so I think that just underlines your point there.
Fourth in the World Cup final, the Rolex World Cup final in Las Vegas, and she was 8th in Hong Kong. She really is one of the best.
But she's a great trainer. She's written many books, videos, films, done lecture demos, all sorts. And for me, she's one of the great riders of our time.
Yeah, she's one of the best riders in the world. And look how she's just floating across the arena there in that left half pass. And his trot work is so elegant and rhythmical.
She's desperately fond of this horse too, isn't she? They bred him themselves, and they have a real harmony.
Well, one of the great things, surely, for the British sport, that she's based here down in Sussex, appears at places like Addington Manor Equestrian Centre amongst the British competitors, and to have someone like that amongst our own competitors must help set standards, surely.
There's no doubt about it. It really ups your game when you have to ride against people who have such an international experience. And you watch her riding in, watch and learn. But look at this lovely relaxation in this horse now. Maybe a little bit too much, but the ground cover's terrific and fits the music. It's really inspiring to watch, I think. Now she goes into canter.
I was talking about the teamwork between Yvette, Con and Kyra, and of course Kyra's husband Richard White, who is making such an amazing impression with his training abilities on so many international riders. But Yvette's brother, Michael Con, actually arranged this music. He's a former concert guitarist, and so they made full use of his talents.
It's often about who you know with the music, isn't it, Richard?
Yes, and perhaps you'd like to just enlarge upon that, Richard.
I think you must be referring to my Elton John and Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. Whoopsie. Yes, my latest horse, Hiscox Artemis, is owned by Lady Derby, and as it so happens, her husband is president of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and was able to arrange for 71 musicians to record and play my freestyle in the concert hall there, which was very handy, and thank you very much to them all.
We're coming down to the finale now of this test. Passage down the centre line in half pass.
Dressage gurus amongst you, you'll see that we talked about the double bridle reins. You see Kyra holds her reins in a different way to many. There you go. She holds them parallel, whereas the other close-ups we saw, the riders cross them over. You can hold them either way, but just to bring that to your attention.
Would it be right in saying that the freestyle is actually these days Kyra's strong point, particularly with this horse?
Yes, it would. I mean, I think she loves it, well, like we all do, because it's really fun. And Kyra has a really good sense of humour. And actually, Mike, I think that comes out in that particular freestyle and that music. And I'm not surprised that she's chosen to use that tonight.
So Kyra Kyrklund at the moment will be looking to beat the mark of Emma Hindle, 76.05. Here it comes, 76.45. Does just go ahead of Emma. Emma Hindle down in the second place. New leader, the Flying Finn, Kyra Kyrklund, and her beloved Max.
Last month, Germany.